Welcome back to Retro Games Replay, Footballer of the Year, Season 4. Thanks for joining us again. Just to give you a little recap then. Season 1, promotion to Division 3. Absolutely fantastic. We are flying. Season 2, relegated back to Division 4 with Cardiff. Bad luck. But then, Season 3, looking like we were going to drop out to non-league. West Bromwich Albion come in and offer to buy me. Let's get into it then. So I've got a lot of cash, 7,350. But you see in the second division it costs £1.5 per gold card. So this means that chances are so few and far between because I only earn 400 a week, I think. So it is going to take me, four game weeks or 4 games, I think, to earn that money to be able to afford that opportunity. So there isn't going to be a lot of football action here. I'm going to have to pick those matches very, very carefully. When I have the money, it'll be important to spend it, buy the gold cards, and then maybe hold on for opportunities where I think I can make a real difference. Here we got an instant card, gained 500. It's tough. I can see why so many people have talked about this game online and talked about the amount of time that they sank into it. There is that level of challenge. You sort of get hooked at that Division 4 because you can go up quite easily because of how low the amount of the gold cards is. And then when you're up in the divisions and you're like, yes, I'm this close to, say, the Super League, or I'm this close to representing my country, then these little triggers appear in the game and make it even harder and harder, but they keep you hooked. I think that's essentially where I am right now. I'm in this sort of mid-ground territory. I'm in Division 2, as they called it in the 80s. I'm close to the top, but the triggers that they've got in place are just keeping me way back at the moment. So I think this season is a season of consolidation, take stock of where I am, maybe earn a bit of money, make sure I'm definitely not relegated. I'd like to avoid that, but it's just about building up that status in the hope that one or two things happen. Either we're very lucky and get a promotion, but if I carry on finishing penalties like that, I don't think it's going to happen. Or maybe I will have an incident card and somebody will come in for a transfer. Cheap, thank God. That's not a bad loss of 70 there. I mean, that's one of the best negative instant cards I could have had in that position. So after using this, I'm down to 2 gold cards, but I'm making it count there. That's a good save. Another good save. Wow. What I thought was a good investment completely backfired. I've missed 2 opportunities and ended up losing to Sunderland. It's tough. As you go forward, I don't think the defenders get any better. Have the keepers got a bit better? Or is that just my imagination? 17th place for West Brom. I mean, if we were looking at their running the Premiership from 2010 to 2018, that's probably about where you'd expect them, from sort of 10th place to there. Nowadays, living life in the top section of the Championship. That feel good, scoring against Birmingham, local rivals. Good save though there. Couldn't convert that penalty. And this is where it's costing me now. I've missed 2 opportunities there, which I could have drawn the match with, pushed a little bit higher. 50 guessed. I've lost £1,000. Disgusting. 2.5 weeks' wages there. I think as I play this, league has to be my focus. It always has. The cup, while it would be nice to win the cup, and I don't know if there's any sort of in-game bonus for doing so, while it would be nice, it just costs you a lot because there's a lot of fixtures. There's lots of rounds, and then if you've got the replays in them, it can become quite expensive in terms of gold cards to try and play them all, which you would want to do. And then your league position suffers. At the end of the day, you want to stay up or get promoted. You don't want to get relegated and win a cup. Who did that a few years ago? That's going to annoy me. I want to say Wigan, but that just doesn't sound right. So as I said, we're having to skip through a lot of results here. This is the first video in the series where I haven't sped up the results screen. It will add a minute or two onto the video, but I just didn't want to go in and cut everything up. Just sort of carried on straight through it. A bit of good luck. Go for 30. I've just gained £2,956 for doing absolutely nothing. That's just short of 2 gold cards. That is absolutely fantastic for me, that is. West Ham in the Cup. West Brom obviously drew them in the FA Cup third round back in January. Went on to win 1-0. We beat them 3-0. Art imitating life there. No. Yeah. Still not selected for my country. I'm in Division 2, doing all right. Maybe next season's the season that England realise that I'm the best thing since Ian Rush. Just scoring goals for fun here against Ipswich. 5-1 against Ipswich. You mad? And then we lose 4-1 to Grimsby. That is such a typical West Brom thing to do. Millwall for 3. Yes, please. See, I've gone to the right there and it's completely backfired. I don't know. Somebody might be able to tell me on the comments, but I feel like the defender is a little bit closer to you on the right. And I know you can stay still if you want and aim the ball, but then it sort of goes into the technical aspects of taking a penalty, which, if you've watched the previous episodes, and you can see for this one, I just cannot seem to score from penalties if I don't hit it down the middle. I mean, that one was on target. It was going to the right of the keeper, but he was there. How have I missed that? That is such a waste. How? We've still managed to win, which is the most important. I'm at risk of being transferred. They were looking for an average player for the 4th division. I'm rated as good, so I'm just a bit too good for them. I'm out of their league, quite literally. Man City in the FA Cup, that would be like a nightmare FA Cup time in my life. Nowadays, I don't know what it'd been like in the 80s. (5-1) against Millwall. Wow. I feel like if they ported this to a mobile phone, people would play it. It's very quick. I mean, we look at the previous videos, you get to do a season in about 10 to 12 minutes. I think people would have fun with it. It's something that you could probably play on your commute. I mean, New Star Soccer, which has obviously taken some parts of this game and made them a lot better, would probably be a more attractive proposition for people. But I've really enjoyed my time playing this, picking it up and going for it. Score a penalty, win £600. Did it in the last one, didn't do it in this one. What a waste. What a waste. I've only got £255 to my name. That would have been quite handy. I'm going to have to be very conservative. That's conservative with a little c. I'm going to have to be very conservative with my goal cards. Making sure that when I use them, I'm getting the most opportunity to make the most effect. It's a very tactical game. They ported this onto an actual board game, and I'd be interested to see if it's available for a decent enough price to see how it sort of plays, because I assume there'd be these scenarios that lead to action. Would be useful. If anyone's got any info on that, I'd love to see it. Keeper's on form, don't they? Not good enough there, caught him napping. 5-4 win against Sheffield United. The games just seem ridiculously high scoring now. I don't know if that's just because of the division we're in. I don't know how it generates the scores, how it comes up with it. I would like to see the coding behind it, but I'm not sure I'd understand it. I've received some extra gold cards though. That's a very nice thing to happen. I've got 2. As we get towards the end of the season, am I going to take the risk and use them on lower opportunities just to keep myself in the league? A bit of good luck, aim for 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours. Just shy of 3,000. I still... How do you do these penalties? That one counts, that's gone off his legs and in. I would have still lost if I'd scored the first one. Let's have a look at the state of affairs. We're 21st. How many teams go down? Please tell me it's not me. I'm rated as good, but my player status is 200. That's moving up. Sunderland. Good save. I feel like they've been our bogey team in this season. No, a bogey team that we're going to bat a 4-1. That shows you how much I know about this game. Stoke, local derby. Sent the keeper the wrong way. And it's a save. We haven't done enough there, have we? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. It's 2 times in a row now that commentary screen with the results has made me look stupid. Best off not saying anything. What I would be interested in doing in maybe like a future playthrough, and maybe I'll do this on Footballer of the Year too, is edit the teams so they reflect the modern day leagues. I'm not sure if you'd be able to edit all the teams, but I think that would make it a little bit more interesting. I've got a couple of wins under my belt now. I think that's 4 in a row. I make that 5 wins in a row, and I think that's a fantastic push towards the end of the season. I think that's just about enough to keep us in the league. Still not good enough for the country, though. A draw against Oldham. Okay, unbeaten in 6 then. Score a penalty, win 600. He's done it. I've actually managed to do it. The dodgy controls, I have done it. I think this game was compatible with the joystick. I feel like that would have made it a lot easier. I'm relying on the comma and full stop key, as you well know. We are picking up the wins now. I'm out of opportunities now. I've not got enough money to play, so I am relying on the boys in blue and white. Beat Leeds United if that was a championship. End of season, okay. We've stayed in the league. The Footballer of the Year, Glenn Hoddle. Well done, chap. Okay, if you liked the video, if you enjoyed it, drop us a like. Please subscribe because Season 5 is coming soon. The Retro Games Replay Footballer of the Year series continues.